take the back seat. And maybe if the time is left over in the later part. So it's a random, very informal. I request Professor Natarajan, who had been almost like a batchmate, and it will be really good to see down the memory lane how our dear Selvam used to be as a student, if you can touch upon. Because I've heard it a lot. And of course, how he was in IT operation.
Thank you, Professor Sanjay. Of course, it's so wonderful to participate in this wonderful and joyous occasion when Professor Selvam crossing one of the important milestones in his career. And as Professor Sanjay was mentioning, and myself and Selvam were in the same batch, 1982 PhD. And in addition to just not the students, we had a passion to play games. The only difference is I played and played and played and played, whereas Selvam played and won. He was in the lab all through. Maybe it's an influence coming from whereas I was always in the playground. So our routine is basically I come to the lab at 8:15 in the morning, 11:30 you go and then have your lunch and sleep, come back. 4:15 you are back into the playgrounds until 7, 8 p.m. And we did play together for IT Madras team, volleyball. And there was another person who was with us. Unfortunately, he needed to go a bit early because he was committed to somebody, one Venkataraman, who did his master's in chemistry. And later, of course, he did the Gentech in polymer technology from IIT. And he worked in as a senior research officer in company. He worked in SRF and many other things. Coming back to Selvam, and we both were the pivotal in the team. First, we talk about the volleyball. So he used to be in the front as what we call it as a lifter. So we have the team is like we have 3+3. We have two spikers here, and two of the middle or so-called lifter of middle go on rotation. So we both were in that particular position. So he was the first and I was the second. And you know, the way in which we played was good in a way that we had a fabulous team. We won every possible tournament in sight for 2 years. It is a very remarkable achievement compared to because IT was never known for this kind of sports. And Selvam, even when there is, he used to dive across the volleyball. Enormous commitment just to retrieve the ball so that it doesn't get taken out. The same commitment he also exhibited in his PhD time. And he is one person who was sincere, finished the work, and to the record of IIT Madras in those days, he was one person. I don't know whether the record is ever broken. To get a postdoctoral position, not for 1 year or 2 years, 5 years. It is not a a mean achievement. That shows the level of achievement he was able to do during his PhD time. Getting a postdoctoral position for 5 full years, 1988 to 1993, it was in Zurich. Geneva. So we all know about class one very well, and I have used class one's program extensively. I actually installed it in those days, IBM 370 computer with a huge special permission, which does generate total excellent diffraction pattern and is a fabulous crystallographer. And when Selvam was finishing, the high temperature superconductivity was coming up big time, really big time. Every day you don't look at what the recent record of temperature which has been achieved by researchers, not in nature or science, but in Hindu and taxonomy. Because every day it was getting updated. Such a momentous occasion in 1987. And when he applied and when he got in 1988, it was really a very important milestone. And that was possible, even today I believe very strongly that because of his commitment to research, commitment to detail, and excellence. As I said that it is difficult to quantify that in a research, whereas it's very easy, you can visualize it. Unfortunately, I'm around here to visualize such things in a volleyball court. It's very easy. He would be flying all over the court. When he's there, you don't have to worry. Hey, that means that he is there, he is going to remove the ball without touching. So it was so beautiful, and I'm really glad that today we are here to celebrate his contributions, and you have all watched what a fabulous scientific program we had. Look at the wide variety of subjects which have been covered, not just necessarily his passion, heterogeneous catalysis. We had Professor Acharya talking about homogeneous catalysis, and we had Leomurthy talking about symmetric catalysis. So we had a variety of important areas, not just concentrating on one limited particular area. We had talk on electrocatalysis, electropolymerization. So that gives an idea about where all the places where he touched and where are the people. At the end of all that, what matters is how Selvam approached people, how he has reciprocated the warmth shown by the people who perceive. And really glad that Professor Selvam is reaching one of the important milestones. And this is, as many people mentioned, it's just one of the milestones that you have to cross across. That's about it. And I'm sure that with Selvam, we would have many more active scientific research career. And I wish, this is something which I have to tell, because wherever, in India, this is a season of cricket, World Cup is going on. So when World Cup cricket is going on, you wanted to have a very active member, batsman, to play strokes, score runs. There has to be a person on the other side to support, so that if the fellow runs one, they have to run. Then only you don't get run out. And you have to protect. So that job was very ably done by Mr. Selvam we have here. And he has told me many a time how she saved his life. Many a time we talked. So
Good evening, everybody. Selvam and myself, we were not only lab mates, we were also from the same college. That college is a very unique college where we would, most of the time, would be going with the police protection. There would be some, somebody with cycle chains, somebody with broken bottles. But in spite of that, the chemistry department of the college was fantastic. So Selvam, I think he had his fundamentals very strong from that college. And then I moved to IIT and he followed. And he had two guides, Professor Vishwanathan and Dr. V. Srinivasan. And he had all the advantages and disadvantages of having one guide and a co-guide. Mrs. Selvam is here. This rest of the family is also there. So I would talk about Selvam as a very good, studious boy. I mean, if you are looking for something masala, I don't think I have any of other kind. And even after IIT, we were in touch. We did also some collaborative work. One of my students, Dr. Sachin Sonavane, he was as focused as Selvam, and Selvam was very comfortable with him. So after a few years, I sent another student. That student went half an hour late to the appointment which Selvam had given. The next day asked me, when should I go again? I said, you don't have to go again. He would turn you down. And he turned him down. And I was quite happy about it. Then, if I remember, once he had come as an examiner to one of my PhD students. He was always one-dimensional. And that time, he was thin, and this part of his head was thick. So there, that obvious people mistook him for the candidate. They called me and said, see, madam, the candidate is not supposed to come inside. I said, he's not a candidate, he's the examiner. So Selvam has maintained this physique also. I came to know that he's a very good player. I didn't know that. Selvam has kept many part of his life a secret, I think. Then we went for another program in Madurai. There again, I remember two incidents. We were in a hotel and they were serving food on the table and coffee has to be taken from a side table. And there was a foreigner to whom the coffee was served on the table. When we asked, the person said, you go pick it up yourself. He didn't leave it. He in fact made the manager apologize for that. And one remark he always used to tell us, when he went abroad, he said, if there is a return ticket valid for 5 years, I would definitely have taken it and I'm going to come back after 5 years. And one more comment he would always make is, if you want to go abroad, it's your personal choice. Don't blame the country. Don't blame the system. You want to do it's your personal choice. That is one thing I always remember about him. Then at the same time, we went for a program. There, I think it's a small town, small college. So everybody thought, once I got the podium, I had to talk. And people were reading CVs, pages after pages. And the CV of the person who is reading the CV is also read by somebody. At one point, he got annoyed. He said, stop it. Let us start the program. So I remember that. So when I came here today, though they were 4 sessions, I was almost sure that Selvam would finish things on time, and he finished it. In Tamil, Selvam means prosperity. So I wish Selvam, Arunselvam, Arun Selvam, Ayun Selvam, Arogya Selvam. That means you should prosper with good health, good happiness, and long life. He is a very dear friend of mine. To me, he is almost like a brother. I won't say he's a friend, he's a brother to me. I wish him and his family all the very best. Thank you. I made a personalized memento for him, cherishing his friendship. Yes.
Their friendship is blessing forever changes. Thank you.
Our friends are sitting here. Maybe I think
This is for both of you. I'm very happy to come here. All the best. Your name is 24 hours. You have to spend with all these years, only 8 hours or something. That acclimatization is very important. That we learn first. Accounting timings,
Sorry, sir, Professor C. Professor C. I don't recognize. No, sir. Professor C.
really see. We are all privileged to work in catalysis. Catalysis is marriage bureau. Why I say is yes, 80,
Professor C is Swami, sir, I suppose. Professor C is Swami, sir.
Must have come directly or indirectly to catalysis. Such a very important field. Unfortunately, let me say, compare it. It takes some 10-15 minutes, sir. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Let me have the syllabus. Very easy. I think 5 minutes.
50% reduction would be fine.
What I'm saying is CCMB, molecular biology in Hyderabad. Because a small lab in RR lab. Professor Bhargava impressed Madam Indira Gandhi professionally and personally, and he could develop CCMB. He is internationally famous. Back to what I would like to say, catalysis, our director, former director, A.V. Ramarao, you pour top, you get down top. At a time, see, there was a lot of reaction. Dehydrogenation, dehydration, cyclization, at a time. A catalyst, magic material. And there are a lot of interdisciplinary work is important in interdisciplinary. That's what we could focus. And when I really look at his great, he has gone to several countries, and we have some commonality. Both of have come from a village where no electricity. No electric bulb. Katpad. In one occasion you told me he has come from Katpad. I am also from a village. But we could grow to this extent. It's God's grace. You are very lucky, madam. Take care. So back to wish to say, genesis of catalysis, MVC Shastri, like we look back like is a grandfather, father, and grandson. Professor MVC Shastri, who was in IIT Kharagpur, he came out here and said when he came from the building, nothing. There was no glucose, fructose, not even glucose. And he's a very dynamic personality. He could try so, Professor B. Viswanathan, he really then and B. Viswanathan product. Really, there are so many things to learn and educate the coming generation. So as I said, don't stay without 24 hours in class. At the head of the department, kindly see, catalysis still is lacking many things. See, out of presentation we have seen, there is no breakthroughs at all. Exploit breakthrough rather than working for breakthrough. That's where we have the technique consultation, which is missing. See, curriculum we can increase. I have done this, that, like that, as an individual. But togetherness, if we really, through camera, you see, with the lens, so, because we have to see the product-oriented R&D is important. For that, we have 2-3 days brainstorm session and then say, these are required. List some 5 or 4. At least one if we achieve that is good. So it is overdue that younger generation, ensure that I don't see too many research scholars actually. Are there? Most of the old people are.
We are scholars. More.
And there is a scientific emergency. Atmospheric chemistry is changing. Who will educate whom? Isn't it? Environmental production, energy, hydrogen energy. All these are all like I see already abroad. Hydrogen energy task centers are there. Mrs. Shastri, at the age of 70, 80 years, he has gone and represented as hydrogen energy task force bureau chairman. 80, at the age of 80. So, taking him as an inspiration, at 76, I have come here today. That's how there is so much there. I appreciate your age, all the chemists, chemists together, a brainstorm session. What is that we wanted? At least 3 or 10 we list and then try to shortlist and then get one and do. Great. I appreciate all of us, madam. Take care of him. Good. Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you. We definitely work on your advice. We also follow what brainstorm sessions.
It is necessary. Something we should achieve. There is no point in making a papers and process. A good science use good technology, no doubt of it. These are all liberal experts. No, good science.
So, yeah, I invite now is a free format. Whosoever wants to speak, be brief. And many facets of Selvam that, of course, he has kept it secret, as you said. And those colleagues, of course, we have come to know Selvam. We will have also opportunity. So maybe let's take a name, memorial name, kind of, childhood, old association. I invite you to say something because you have been since childhood you have been.
Good evening to all of you. It's really a pleasure to be here on the occasion of Selvam superannuation. I thought my journey with the Selvam will be the longest one. When Professor Radha said it still goes back to 77, but when Professor Narayan said from 82. Mine is in between. It starts from 1980 when he joined as a postgraduate student in the University of Madras in the Department of Analytical Chemistry. Both of us did the same course. In fact, ours was the last batch with both the analytical and inorganic, and subsequently it was bifurcated into inorganic and analytical chemistry. And the Selvam was the pure analytical chemistry. So we stayed in the same hostel, KG hostel, which is very famous in the campus. And yeah, and the people there, I mean, people have spread all over the globe, and no one will forget their experience in KG hostel, whether they're in academic or industrial arena. They can hardly forget their life in the KG hostel because it is a combination of MSCs, PhDs, and MTechs. So MTechs in chemical, leather, textile. So we had a combination of even after Anna University was bifurcated from the University of Madras, still we used to stay in the same hostel. That is how we used to have a interaction of science people with the engineering. So it started much earlier, and it was a unique opportunity. So after his graduation and post-graduation from the university, he moved out to Professor D.V.'s lab, whom I know very much earlier. And so after that, also we had interactions till he completed his PhD here in the Professor D.V.'s lab. And after he moved to Switzerland, then almost we lost contact. Then one fine morning, he came back and said I'm joining IIT Mumbai, Bombay. And then there again, our interaction was less. And once he came back to IIT Madras, then we had our association, revived our association. So that time, Royal Society of Chemistry was not very active. So what we thought was we should do something. And 2010, our journey in the Royal Society of Chemistry started together for almost 1.5 decades. So we were able to do a lot of activities in the southern part of our country. And RSC is the oldest chemical society in the world. Next comes the American Chemical Society. And we are very proud that we were part of this prestigious society, and we could conduct so many programs in the university, colleges, and the schools as outreach program. And as a result of which, both Selvam and myself, we have awarded the Service Award in 2015 and 16 by the RSC. And for our collective effort, RSC gave us the Inspirational Committee Award in 2022 for the RSC South India section. It's mainly a teamwork, and even though geographically we were in various places, because Parliament was in Trichy, Selvam is in IIT, and in Mesitech. So the committee members are scattered all over, but still we could do things together and achieve certain things. This is what I could see, that Selvam is always supportive, and whether, as someone pointed out, whether if you call him, whether we do not know whether he is within the country or outside the borders of India. But irrespective of the fact, and he would always give his input, and we could go together, whether it's a meeting in Bangalore or in Kodaikanal or in Manchester. So we travel together, and we could attend the RSC meetings and see that we could do something useful. And still, I remember Professor M. Sharma came this morning. He specifically asked Selvam that we have done a remarkable thing in this part of the country. That we are, I mean, from the lion's mouth, so no other person we could get such kind of compliments, and we are really proud when that whether it's Professor Sharma or Professor Yadav, I met him a couple of months ago in Jaipur. Then again, he was talking about the RSC activities in South India. So he's in Mumbai, but whether Professor Selvam was in IIT Mumbai or in Chennai, but his association with RSC is something remarkable. And unfortunately, we lost our advisor, Dr. Tyagarajan, the former director of CLRA, and also the secretary to the Commonwealth Science Secretary, and who spent a lot of time in London. And he was our advisor, and we could give all his valuable advice to make sure that not only we interact with the people in academia, so we have to have close interaction with the industry. So we could invite a lot of people from industry, and we could interact with the people in industry also. And we should be proud to say that we could get 4 Nobel laureates to our South India section, starting from Robert Stoddard from Northwestern, way back in 2015, who gave a lecture in IIT Madras. The next year he was, when he was invited here, he was not awarded Nobel Prize. The next year he got the Nobel Prize, but that time he said he wanted to address the undergraduates. We took him to WCC, and he gave a talk, and he came back. And then 2020, during this peak COVID period, we could get 2 Nobel laureates. One is Robert Grubbs, when he came to VIT from Caltech. So when I made the appeal to him that having come to VIT, Vellore, Madras is the place where a lot of chemistry is happening. And IIT, University of Madras, Anna University, CLR, and a lot of colleges where active research is going on, and we have a lot more students from chemistry. This in Chennai, we should give a lecture here. Immediately agree, and we did not have such a big auditorium in Esita, and the Japat auditorium is too big. And when we approached Professor Mangal Sundar, then head of the department of IIT Madras, immediately said, yes, we will host it here. And we had it in IIT Madras. Then the same year, Len, Jean-Marie Len from Strasbourg, so he gave online lecture and we conducted an international conference at Bharat University. This is a private university. And the last one is the only one Nobel laureate from Indian origin, Venki Ramakrishnan. So when CLRA conducted the symposium on collagen, so that time he couldn't come in person because he had a book release in a couple of months' time. So he gave the lecture from Cambridge for the audience who assembled in the Triple Helix Auditorium in CLRA. So these are all the landmarks where we could invite our Nobel laureates. Even the recent program in University of Madras in the head department of analytical chemistry, Professor Ravichandran retired. He wanted Professor Len, but the time given was only just 1 week. So I said, just like that, we can't take people for granted. So they have a tight schedule. But anyway, I'll just make an attempt. So I just made another again request to Professor Len. Said unfortunately he was traveling. Otherwise, I'd have given a lecture again to the participants here in Chennai. So that was the kind of fascination. And for all of them, it is not the individual which counts. It's the RSC, the oldest chemical society in the world. That makes a lot of difference. So we are really proud. And again, you know, the three oldest universities. You might have heard recently the Prime Minister opened, if you ask the question, which is the oldest university in the country, it is Nalanda. But it's not existing. It closed down those long ago. But it is revived a few days ago. Our Honorable Prime Minister opened it in Bihar. But if you just look at the three oldest universities in the country, established by the Britishers, Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. And all the three universities were established in the year 1857, which is.
Please tell about him.
Yeah. No. Why I am telling this is, he graduated, did his graduation when Professor Radha said from a college, she didn't mention it's a Pachipas college. There, Professor Shanmuganathan, S.P. Shanmuganathan. So he's a stalwart in chemistry, and we used to get a lot of gold medalists from Pachipas. So that is the kind of the college. Pachipas is known for its chemistry department. As you said, when the whole college is closed, only the chemistry department will be functioning. So that is a unique character of Pachipas College. That is a strong base here. That is the reason I said it's a college which is affiliated to the oldest university in the country. And subsequently he came to IIT, which is again supposed to rank the number one subsequently for so many years. So all through he has been there in the number one institutions in the country, and I wish him all success in his future endeavors and his wife at Sapita, so who has supported all his activities, whether it's academic or RSC, and she is there always with him, and I wish him healthy, happy, and long life, more productive life, and all his family members happy. Thank you, brother.
IIT Bombay.
Actually, I can sort of follow not to all places, Selvam from place to place. 80 Selvam arrived in India, I came 5 years later. 92 Selvam came to IIT Bombay, I came 97. Selvam left IIT Bombay in 2006. I think Madam has done a mistake. 2011 I should have been here. I don't know why they didn't make me here. Give the 5 year gap.
I'm serious.
No. 2006 he left. I should have been here. I don't know why. It didn't happen. Okay. And yeah, I think of course when I was in SHI, it was only doing I didn't know so but I knew examiners for all my courses, organic, physical. So I've been grilled by him, in every way. So kind of I know what Selvam would be when I arrived in Bombay in 97. And yeah, great friendship for 10 years. When I left in 2006, I really missed him for 7 months, if not years. Several of my colleagues, but more people missed him. We are called at 11 in the night, 2 in the morning. As IIT professors, we always have medical emergency. We have a knack of getting into some of the trouble by not doing things in time or not taking care of ourselves. And the Savita has been severe. I mean, Selvam had excitement, I had medical excitement. I think both happened in the middle of the night. I mean, in the early 2000s, And this, I'm not going to talk about chemistry, I think 2001, my wife left for a year to Germany. And I locked my house. I piled on this to that. I think almost every meal, I think I have to talk about Bimini and he's not actually here. I think she was a toddler, maybe she was, no, already she was a girl, a little girl, maybe 4 or 5 years of age. So I think Saturday after seminar, I would go there, have lunch, and then go somewhere here and then, come back and have dinner, and Sunday go, I mean, had a fantastic time, the Selvams, I mean, all 4 of them. So that's why I said that when they left in 2006, I really felt sad. And of course, professionally, Selvam, we were still closer to each other, meeting in conferences, sharing things. WhatsApp was invented for all of us to stay closer to each other. We keep, texting every now and then. But Savita, we couldn't meet so often. Of course, I mean, I'm really, happy to see that I think we have kind of seen one part of the journey, like 5 more years. I'll be, I know I'll be sitting in a chair like this. I think somebody will be saying some good things. But I think it's only 5 year gap. I think I know what is there. So please don't, wait for people like me to come and guys used to chase me every day at 1 o'clock at night. Because I was 5 years younger. I used to come after dinner and then I'll see. Someone sat in the first floor in one end. I sat in the second floor the other end. Maybe 200 meters from the same building, but Russian buildings, Russians have been really built long buildings. So you have to go really cross country. I will come around 20 lock in my lab, then they will be still sitting. They're writing some manuscripts. So I think that's one of the reasons we all went to the hospital very young age. So I think now there's a lot of time. I think a couple of things I want to do professionally. I think apart from the personal missing you in my topic, as of today, 2006 to 2024, I became a head of the department soon after he left. All the 5 years I was head, I was looking for hydrogen catalyst guys, also chemist. Chief, after Chief Selvam, those 2 courses in catalysis and solid state chemistry, 4 courses became electric courses, now they disappeared from the curriculum. 18 years we have not been able to replace hydrogen catalysis in Bombay. I don't think that's going to happen. This is going to be that's one thing, So the courses what you were actually holding forth for nearly 15 years, I think 14 years, let's say. I think those courses have disappeared from the curriculum. I mean, We need to find people for that. Yeah, and the faculty meeting servers will be very animated, and that we are missing, you know. There are a lot of things that you keep talking about it. Now I think sit back, relax, follow your passion. No 24 hours being at home, 24 hours being in lab. Just do what you want. Take it easy. I think I have a very healthy life for the people. It's there. Okay, take care. Yeah. So Radha said, no, Selvam is, gosh, what is it? This is my sister. So she sent me so much actually. So what do you want?
Oh, private. Now you must know what you want. And then it's really,
Yes.
sure, sure, sure. This is really. No,
I remember.
That's why I was recollecting. Okay. So I'm very happy to be here for this one-day workshop in honor of Professor Selvam. And I was just counting when I met him first. Now he is telling maybe 30 years back. Yeah. So our friendship continued like that, and I will ask, and where are you? He said, I am in Australia, or I am in Belfast, I am in like that. How many times? So we never met, but I was there again in the analysis center. I was their advisory board member, so we used to come and we interact. And I was the president for Catalysis Society. He was also there. So that's why our interaction is very much. And whenever he publish a paper, immediately he will send me that, and then I will read the paper and I will give my comments like that. It is like a family. Our all Catalysis Society is always like a family. So that's why I thought I have a meeting. So first initially I said I'm not coming. Then I requested them to postpone the meeting, and then day before yesterday I booked my ticket and I came. I'm so happy to see all of you and wish you best of luck. And I always tell there is no retirement for anyone. Okay, so you have to continue well, and we will take you if you want to come to Bombay. I'm ready to take you.
thank you. Kalan, oh, okay. So Kannan did MSc from Madras, and obviously those times I think 10, 12 students would be there, and very strict regime of teaching. So at that time, of course, they were that.
I'm ready for this. I mean, I have to make all my connections on this, sir. And whatever the galis we have to give, of course, that has to be told in Tamil. Then it makes a kind of a real connect now. Okay, I think, first of all, I think I'm looking for, two people. One is Shivram. He's Dr. Shivram and Natrajan. Okay. So I think, this conference, workshop, whatever you call it, at the full day reunion in the honor of Selvam. I don't call you Professor Selvam, I call you Selvam. Still a Kaveri, Krishna, past and mate. Okay, I think, these two people are extremely responsible for this. We were literally, this was discussed in the corridors of ICT Mumbai. Okay, this whole, the seeds were sown by Professor Selvam in the corridors of CSMC at Hospital, and which we deliberated in the corridors of ICT Mumbai. Okay, and he was, literally, I don't know, I want, yeah, I said, one of the things that we felt is, as today morning, somebody was also telling, I think IIT Madras and Catalysis, okay, 1974 when Society Catalysis of India was born, okay, in the at the IIT Madras, okay, that was done with a great vision. It was done with a great vision. I believe that, in 1973, there was a few group of professors and industrialists. They met, and then they felt that catalysis as a discipline needs to be promoted nationally. And that itself is a great thinking. In 1970, because we were not having flamboyant institutions. We were not having a kind of a huge amount of infrastructure, and we were not having hundreds of students to work with. At that particular point of time, when people were basically conceiving an idea that catalysis needs to be basically taught, and that's how this was born. And IIT Madras was the what do you call the so-called registered society address for the Catalysis Society of India. And today morning I was talking to Professor BB. That's why I said Professor BB should have been here. I said, we need more Selvams. We need more Selvams. Okay, I think we used to work in the same corridor. Okay, where both of us have done the PhDs. We used to work in the same corridors, and the corridor used to be exuberant, exuberant. At least 15 to 20 what do you call the students works in the domain of catalysis in that small corridor. Today we fight for spaces. We used to basically do a kind of a boomerang. We used to make a kind of a boomerang. No sitting spaces and all. No sitting spaces. There is no what you call sitting room for students. All those things are not existing. Wherever we find a space, we sit and then do the work. And that's how we have been. And in fact, I am missing Professor Swami here. Okay, I am missing Professor Swami here. I think that the seeds were sown by. I'm missing Professor Kuriakos here. Okay, these. Professor MBC Sastry, Professor Kuriakos, Professor Swami, Professor Srinivasan, okay, Professor BB, these guys were the pillars. They were the pillars. Okay, they basically, threw away people like Selvam and Kanan. Okay, you guys go on and do what do you call catalysis in this country. Okay, and that's how we sprung out from that kind of what do you call thrown seeds. We have, reasonably grown as a kind of a small trees, not like a tall trees like them. We've reasonably grown as a kind of a tall trees, and we have basically sprung some seeds. Okay, and some of them are here. Okay, some of their what do you call seeds are now made as a kind of another small trees. Okay, I think one of the great contribution I always what do you call admire Selvam, because I've been for the last 35 years, like the way Dr. Lakshmikantam was telling. We know, as a what do you call students fraternity. My senior is also sitting over here, my sitting Mumbai. So I think the great contributions I would say for him is in terms of HR development. Okay, and in fact, many people tell about him in. We were together in Australia also. Okay, we what do you call the walked in the streets of Brisbane. Okay, went to kind of what is it? Place where I mean the casino, where gambling is done. So those kind of places we've been. Okay, but the point is, I think one of the things which I really liked with him is he was trying to push the remote colleges, remote what do you call university departments of this country, and then what do you call inspiring those kids for taking up analysis and material science as a career option. That's something which is I consider him because whenever I've been discussing with him, so I mean, Professor Swami always used to tell me, "Hey, Kannan, why this guy is," and he very beautifully tells. Okay, I don't know, maybe it is Mrs. Selvan's contribution or is Selvan's own contribution. He has two suitcases always ready for moving. Okay, and I used to have so PT Manovaran has that kind of attitude. Okay, I mean, Professor PT used to have. Okay, I mean, one suitcase. He just, I mean, he has a flamboyant way of tying up his knots like this, and then he comes and then quantum chemistry kind of the same thing I have seen Selvam doing for the mesoporous materials. Okay. And that's the spirit of what do you call connectivity that I'm seeing in IIT Madras. Although I have not seen, maybe Murugavel must be knowing about IIT Bombay culture. I mean, because I've been groomed in this IIT Madras culture, and so that is something which I consider maybe that contribution you should continue. Okay, I mean, today Professor Shivaram gave a kind of an alarming warning bell that I mean, which is echoed by Murugavel also. That I mean, that course is not being taught, which clearly tells that I mean, people are not going forward. Okay, and this kind of a field, I mean, there is absolutely, I don't have an iota of doubt. Nation's progress truly relies on catalysis. Period. Nation's progress truly relies on catalysis. And if we are not having enough amount of workforce, country like this should have 5,000 people working in the domain of catalysis. 5,000 people. Because I mean, I know what is the full-time equivalent researchers of catalysis done by our neighboring country, which is having similar kind of a population. Just just flip through the what do you call 15 journals which are basically published in catalysis, and you just pick the names, you can figure it out. You don't have to basically what do you call go to the database of those countries. It clearly speaks. My only request to Dr. Selvam, okay, is ensure that human resource development continues in this, and you be a kind of a catalyst for that. Okay, I wish you all the best. Take care of your health. Okay, I mean, I think you have been doing this, but now I mean, it is really the time to do more on that front. Thank you.
I think from let's get back to PhD, from the old to current, maybe colleagues. Photos are coming. Yeah, these are I'm still from you. You have to send to everybody. So this memoir. From Vista, Professor Rachita, both of you. Yeah. Or anybody who would like to speak. Yeah. So that we may don't get the time.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Anybody? Yes. Please.
I'll be brief because my level of interaction is lesser than many others who have spoken. So I knew Selvam a little before he joined, but then once I knew that he's going to join, so I think in India, I was talking to him. I said, one of your colleagues is coming to us. He said, no, not just one. The two of them are going, and Savita will be missed by many. institute. So both of them came, and we had I had very friendly, very nice, very cordial kind of interaction with Selvam all along. Although areas did not match me, not that in that. So and academically we haven't discussed much here, but otherwise in a social way. What I really saw in him, which I think got missed by many other people who were describing him, is that see, whatever is there inside will come out as it is with the corresponding passion and feeling with mouth. Whatever is the impact of that, it's for the people to take. Okay. But then, but it will be done with almost like a childlike honesty and a clarity without any malice. Absolutely. And I really admire that. So this I wanted to say because I thought somebody else is. So other than that, yeah, families are now very close to each other. My wife and very close to each other. All my best wishes. You know, I also retired. We have a lot of time to still continue. That is. And we have probably we know what. So all my best.
Selvam, in all your photographs, you look very serious. Yeah, it looks very angry, it seems. Today you look better. The moment there is a camera, you become nervous. Yeah, sure. I think we have it clear.
Friends, very wonderful afternoon to all of you. It's a very special occasion, and I've called my dear friend PS, generally address him as PS. Um, I'm the kind of Ekas Chandra Kamohan that is in our department. Probably I'm the only lady faculty who interacts with colleagues. And I just felt, although my interaction with PS was not that much, but I still felt that he really happened to be a wonderful colleague, very amazing. What I remember of him is during our very first recruitment interview, when we all came, I think Mr. Mishra also was there, myself, him, and Selvam, and also Dr. Sangeeta. And what I saw was a handsome gentleman. I said, who is this couple? And a handsome gentleman with a doctor wife, and what a power couple they're going to be. It was actually mind-boggling to see the couple. Fantastic. And they just returned from, I think, Switzerland that time, right? Um, so afterwards, somehow he disappeared from the scene. I didn't find him. Probably he joined acting in the meantime. See, my interaction with the catalysis section of our department is very little, but what I remember of those days, I'm talking to you about late 90s, when Professor B. Vishwanathan used to conduct one-day workshops in the department, and he used to invite. Many times I've given lectures, in those workshops. And those years I really wondered, you know, generally people who were pursuing in catalysis, they talk of, let's say, carbon monoxide adsorption on nickel 100. I used to see, how they're doing these experiments and what are the molecular basis and structural basis of those catalytic experiments, because I was exposed to synchrotron radiation a lot. And I'd seen at Elytra, Italy, they were talking of fantastic experiments where they were doing single layer boys, how CO absorbs on nickel and the structural aspects. I was wondering what is P is going to do in the absence of synchrotrons available very easily those days. Um, and then, of course, I had some interaction with him during our BTEC teaching. Um, he's a very, very unassuming colleague, as I've seen, very simple and doesn't think much when he speaks. And some of my observations of PSs in our faculty meetings, he would be very, very straightforward and sometimes a bit assertive. I wouldn't say aggressive. He used to be very assertive and very concrete points he would bring. Um, Now I will really shift to Dr. Savita. Um, the chemistry department is known in this campus, IIT campus, having the professorial vibes, having a great, 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 great comrade. Sunita is here. Um, I couldn't really separate myself from them. And I had fantastic moments with them. And Dr. Savita, she would all the time be present in those meets. And her presence is very sweet. In a way, I would say such a wonderful couple, it's made in heaven. Truly, it's a fantastic couple that I've seen in this campus. It was a lot of joy to us and fantastic camaraderie. And as I always said, retirement is another phase. And like always, I've said that work is our body's prayer to the divine. And I'm 100% sure that PS, you may call me Selvam, I'm sure that you'll shine even much, much brighter for days to come. And Savita, all of congratulations.
Some colleagues have raised hands. Be brief, please.
Very good afternoon to one and all. So, esteemed Professor Selvam and Madam Selvam. So let me introduce, everybody says Selvam first student. But I wonder, like student, why first student? First student is about risk. What's risk? But I never cleared the risk. So, only Professor Kumar has said T20 to T10, now it's T5, so I have to limit to the T2. 2 minutes so that's not the limit, and I got also spoil much time. So, if anybody else has interacted with us from very close questions, if you look at the energy of these days, just imagine how he was working in the case of say 1994. So he was having a lot of ideas, energy, but the contrast was he was a person from superconducting high temperature materials, and I was choosing an area open framework porous materials. So and I was the only student, going to a state university, not knowing what is IPSC, but he will ask his time. Each small term, he will go and asking question to me.
got chance to learn myself. So there are like lot of occasions like we have very one-to-one confrontations, but arguments. But through that I have learned, and he had given me a lot of freedom. Yeah. So once I will just cite one or two occasions that I will say back. So once for a civica sample, I think my friend Sina was saying, but we do a lot of like spectroscopy. So for a silica sample, somehow we got a EPR spectra. If you use a silica sample, there was EPR spectra. And around, it was like, he used to come late night, 10:30. So he was playing volleyball, I was playing football. So I also like 8:30, 9 o'clock I will come. So we started discussion. The discussion started around 11 o'clock. And till morning 4 o'clock, we are unable to clarify how this peak is coming in silica. Then he asked me, you record this spectra again. I was so frustrated, I said, I cannot do it. I must tell the truth. I said, I cannot do it. Then he took a paper and wrote, Sushant told he cannot do it. And he put it under the glass. Then, but I, that is not my teaching. In Odia people were very committed. So I said, no, I just pulled down myself. Next day, I searched. Actually, it was the iron contamination that was in the silica precursor that led to that thing. But one thing I can tell you, with that tough learning, with so much questioning, I have saved my career. And wherever I am today, now I'm in Utkal University as a professor, I'm happy with my position. I'm at training. I'm able to train my students in a very fair and honest way. So that's the biggest happiness that I have in So at this stage, on this momentous day, I pray for his good health, so his fit and prosperity already. He has prospered a lot. So I again pray is Lord Jagannath. He will bless him all the time to keep him happy. So with these words, I once again thank all of you for having your attention. So I think one or two more students can also speak because they are here, 3 students. Second
You also be curious.
Actually, when I joined with the Professor Selvam sir, I don't know what is catalysis and what is Jurek also. Today, in a question professors and teaching what solid state chemistry, sir told, actually he visited recently also, he said that any department in chemistry wants to have solid state chemistry, so I take the challenge and take the lead and started to that. Take the course the same way. When I joined with him, I don't know what is geolite, what is about anything because I came from a small village. Not village, it's a town, but there is no research background. So he shaped me in this level. I think I have to take both of them, especially Savita madam, because like sir was a sportsman, I don't know, but whenever 5:30 sir will come to the department, then he asks, where are you going? Sir, I am going for a different, but he knows that I am going for tournaments, I go for a sports and things. He said, okay, you come and meet me 10 o'clock. So he comes 10 o'clock and stay almost like 12 o'clock or the discussion. He asks so many questions and things.
interpreting how to interpret the data, everything he teach me. I mean, I'm here this position currently. I'm a professor at Central University of Kerala, all because of this training, and he really shaped me like how we sharpened the pencil. So he did. And also one thing I always remember that he always tell that you are the catalyst once you do the reaction. That was first husband, but only was material synthesis, and I am catalyst man. He always, but that motivate me. I do the materials. I do the materials. So today I could able to see that I during the relationship I could able to develop the catalyst materials, and it is in the 2 metric tons levels. It's going on. That is all because of the training we got from. I really we got from him. And especially late night, he always spent from 97. I mean, last 4 5 years. I mean, when I was there in IIT, always our time is discussion time is 10 to 9 to 2 o'clock. And my first progress meeting, I never forget. It started at 10 o'clock. It ended at 2 o'clock. It was 10. So all he made a into this position because of his training and all his blessing. And thank you once again. There is no retirement life for him, and he will pursue in a better positions like another innings you are starting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Good evening, I'm Super. And first student in IIT madrasas, because was saying how tough journey that he was going through, even the same thing we were going through here. I would like to quote 3 incidents that really changed or inspired my life on IIT madras. He gives freedom and he expects the responsibility to be taken care. In the Spider-Man movie, the saying goes like this: great power comes with greater responsibility. So he always manages us. So I remember the first incident, we were trying to measure XID for Miss Porous material, and we were not having facility at the national level. Somehow we managed to get the facility for us. We used to send samples to Japan, wait for 3 months to get just one XID patent. And after this National Center for Catalysis has happened, so we got an XID measure. So first day, the engineer was installing, and I was the one who was there with the engineer to support that installation. What happened is the UPS supposed to connect to the exciting machine chiller, and I didn't really see because I just came from my postgraduate college from my college, and I didn't really know about anything about excited at that point of time. Without connecting my point to the UPS, I switched it on. Suddenly, the X-ray got broken. First day, and he called me and said, "You should have think before what you're doing." And I think that's the day I realized that when I'm doing something, how conscious I should be. That's the one learning I did. And the second one is personally, I want to thank because the year of 2012, I got dengue, and I got admitted in hospital. I stayed for almost 3 4 days. I didn't even inform my family that I got dengue and admitted. Thanks for all the support. The third thing I want to tell you is, he just not teach the research, he also taught us the management skills. I'm working in Selvam R&D in research park here. I'm managing 35 people in my department. I think indirectly he taught us how to manage things also. I'm being very blessed and honest to be associated with Professor. Thank you. Yes.
Very good evening to all of you. I know we all agree that today we had a very tightly held session with all. It's not simply a felicitation of Professor Selvam, also sharing of scientific information from different level of people, from students community to the highest level people in India who is doing research. That also shows us that what kind of a relationship he could maintain with throughout his career. That is really speaks volume about Professor Selvam and his active commitment, research activities, and other things. My association with Professor Selvam started in the year 2001 at Ford University, Selvam, 2002. You know, at that time he was really an inspiration to all of us because we used to, I personally, I used to feel like he's a manuscript making machine. Uh, See, that is what we used to have a feeling. You know, he was working with Professor Miyamoto in Ford University. At that time, Professor Miyamoto made use of him fully for not only for his knowledge, his active experience in catalysis, but after spending a year, I came to know that he made 13 manuscripts in a single year, 18 manuscripts in a single year. That I was trying to find out after I left Japan during my postdoctoral days, and then I came back. I was trying to find out. I came to know that he was not feeling well, and I was trying to call him back. And then that time also, he had a little health problem, but he never stopped the energy with which he continued to work. He was not only a good academician. I know him as not only a good academician, but application-oriented research. He had a lot of interest in making things happen. Whatever we try to learn, he used to. At Tohoku University during my stay, I used to visit his place at home. We used to have a Saturday, Sunday. I used to have a nice lunch from Madam. It was like Easter and Mini. They may not be knowing, but I know them during their childhood days. We used to visit many times. Sometimes with one of my friend also. So Mr. Balaji also used to accompany me. He's a good researcher and academician, I would say, because he was very keen in propagating catalysis throughout country. I would say maybe wherever he go, he is well known for his lectures. During his lectures, he used to be very strict. Uh, Sometimes the students they talk in between and immediately call them. You please stand up. If you are not interested, I have come all the way. I want to spend 1 hour. It's not nothing comes for free, or you have to be very. If you are not serious, if you are not interested, you are always free to go away. See, that also I could learn these things whenever I go for a lecture next time. I used to follow the same tactics. That was also helpful. I learned these things from Professor Selvam. But we all know that he is a very good catalysis man. Beyond which he is a good crystallographer also. During his postdoctoral days, he did crystallography. Whenever his lecture starts, he always used to talk about the crystal structures, the space group, and all those things. Those kind of informative kind of lectures he used to have, and also uh, he is willing to give lectures in the smallest possible colleges through RSC that Professor Balasubramaniam himself and Professor Panyada. They were very much into, for example, Siddhalakshmi Ramswamy College or in many times in Tiruchirappalli in and around. That way, he's a good academician who wanted to share and educate people, not only his own students, but the student community from different part of our country. And he's a frequent flyer. He always he's a visiting professor at IIT Chennai. And yeah.
Hello, we did not say this.
Yeah. He goes very often and he actively participates. I know him. He is also involved in several technology-based initiatives at industry level. And he took us to Indo-Russian symposium at St. Petersburg in the year 2013. That means together with him, he wanted to grow, bring up many people. That means catalysis. That time I'm basically a synthetic organic chemist, trying to do medicinal chemistry related work. But he brought us gave kind of inspiration for all of us to take up the catalysis based research in our country. And in 2018, he was helping us to organize RSC-based seminar in our university. I think, luck favors. People say he's very good, very good. But luck favors those who deserves it. Unless you deserve it, luck also will not favor you. That way, Professor Selvam is an active or a very hard-working person. As Vadamari Saktivel said, they are tried the midnight. We don't care about the timing. That is where, in spite of his somewhat some minor health issues, he used to spend a lot of time in kind of pursuing his research and academic activities. That shows, that is the reason he was very successful. Behind every successful man, there is definitely there is such a supporting woman. The madam is really helpful. As one of his students said, one time I visited IIT for attending a symposium in this IIT campus. At that time I had a kind of a health problem. She was kind enough taking care of kind of a elder sister. She used to take care of me. I'm very thankful to you. It's a second innings, I would say. It's not that retirement. I would say your first innings in a cricket is over, and you are getting ready for the second innings. I wish your second innings, which you can plan. It was like strictly, it was very much planned by others. Now your second innings, you can yourself can plan. I wish this, I would say, the second innings, very great, successful, peaceful, joyful day. Time. I wish you all the family members and yourself a very nice time. Thank you so much.
I have a small line to just add to this.
Sure, sure.
What he just said.
Yeah,
He
maybe
said,
my parents.
it's fine. I'm right, right? So he said behind every successful man there is a supporting woman. Here I would say that behind every successful woman, Dr. Savita is extremely, extremely successful in her job.
Yeah, definitely we agree.
Yes, thank you.
Please.
Distinguished friends of Professor Selvam, well-wishers and family members, very good evening to all. I have been sitting here for more than 2 hours, and the chair is also permitted to share. Beyond the research work and personal interaction is needed to share, because it's a last occasion to know completely about who was Selvam, how he's groomed, and what was his experience with the institute and out of the institute, and all that. So I am from the University of Madras, and he was my senior at School of Chemical Science. And whatever now we were telling about Selvam growth in catalysis and his achievement, basically University of Madras is put the foundation stone for him. And I have been coming here to share only 4 quick points because of want of time. One thing is, since the University of Madras is neighbor to IITM, our focus is mainly to create students with strong basics in chemistry and thereafter we do conduct dissertations, by inviting external experts. And for PhD also, we used to invite an external experts in oral examinations. I'm a student of Professor Balakrishnan. Balakrishnan was a student of Professor Selvam. And Balakrishnan taught me to build our students, presentation capability and interactive capability. You please invite an expert from IIT. And by the way, we do invite Professor V. Viswanathan, Professor Selvam, Professor Rangara, of late we invite Segar, so as to give a kind of international exposure to our students who studied in School of Chemical Science of different disciplines. The problem is, once they come to university as an examiner for Viva or for MSc dissertations, almost all students came well in advance 1 day ago. Selvam is coming or BV is coming. Virtually they do cry. Until they cry, these people will not allow this to happen. And they say it is a professional practice also. But end of the day, after the Viva is over and the subsequent dissertation is over, the next day they will come and tell, sir, these are the areas that I really do not know. And if they try to extract this information from different angle, you have been teaching quantum chemistry, I have been teaching quantum chemistry in group theory, thermodynamics, you didn't never tell about these informations. But they are telling, no, my role is to go with the curriculum. And within 1 hour class teaching is very difficult to bring it to applications of quantum chemistry. Their practice is only to apply the basic science to the research. And therefore their angle is different. So that one point, from today onwards, I don't think our students of the School of Chemical Science will suffer as an examiner role. The second point.
Examiner for the maximum number of students.
Yes. One reason that he is an alumni of university, so we took privilege to invite him in a short notice. And I specifically, used to invite only him or BV and in my group or entire School of Chemistry. And the second thing is, Selvam, and many of the people told that he's coming from, very doomed place, but he has been contributed. His knowledge and expertise has been contributed to school education and higher education. I'll briefly share one experience that we use his service for building the good quality book. State government, Tamil Nadu, way back 2019, wanted to revise the chemistry book and physics books and biological books on par with the CBSE standard. For the reason that those students who studied in the state board are not able to manage a secure higher needs book. So they appointed me as a chairman for the book writing committee, chemistry. Then I had a discussion with the present finance secretary. At the time, he was a school education secretary, Udaya Chandran. And who are all your experts to write this content and also the syllabus. In various stages, we picked some of the powerful and potential experts, domain experts, to build the curriculum as well as to write the concept in the content, approved content curriculum. And I picked Selvam and V. Viswanathan and other experts from various parts of our state and some experts from other state too. And it was the book written in the University Department of Physical Chemistry where I am right now heading the department. For about an year we took and written systematically, and every pages of the content was uploaded through PPT presentations in presence of Selvam and his whole group, D. Viswanathan. And everybody is approved every content. And that book has come with good standard. It was published after 2 years, and the book is currently in work from 2019 to now. First page of NEET, they took that book, and many of the plus 2 teachers working in the state government school raised voluminous of complaint against the book. First episode I'm sharing, telling that this book is standard to undergraduate level. And those students who are in village or semi-urban, unable to follow the style of English and the examples. All the complaints are not written by students. All the complaints are written by physics teachers working in different schools, chemistry teachers working in different schools. Later on, the education secretary called me, school education secretary. What is there? Everybody's raised a complaint, and why don't you reduce the content again? So you told this committee has been constituted concretely in a different screening test, screening way. And then IIT Selvam is one of the international experts. Professor Viswanathan is his own boss. I just escaped how I can present the content and convince the government using his name and the P. Viswanathan name. I said, those people who raised a complaint against the books are any stakeholders from the students? No, all are PG teachers. PG teachers means all are union teachers. They are unable to follow the content present in it. It is quite simple, provided they should study at least 6 months. We started, giving a kind of orientation program to the all over district with the Selvam and BV and other people, telling about how to present this book to the students community, even for the rural students. And then I come back again and explain, sir, based on the complaint, if you are expecting me to reduce the content or change the content. Yes, something, because they are all union, government is also advised me to go through the content. We'll definitely go through, but I took a typed letter in my letter. Not even single words I don't want to remove from the written book. If you want to remove, you please go, you constitute a separate committee and then you remove it. But I'm not for it. But I can tell you one thing. Please do wait at least 1 or 2 need-based students. Let them feel how they can score marks and all. Until then, you don't reduce the content. And accordingly, they waited. And out of 45 questions from the chemistry, the first batch, first need question paper, who studied that book, 44 questions are coming from that book we have written. All contributions, wherever he raised the critical issues in that book, and that issue-based questions only, the need people have raised. And the students were answered, and everybody is comfortable. The next year also the same 45 questions, 44 comes. Indian Express, Times of India talks about the Tamil Nadu state books, both physics and chemistry, is written well, and it is beyond the CBSE standard. And in due course, the complexity in teaching by the teachers will solve. All complaints will be withdrawn, and then whatever we stated to the state government, because of the book writing committee, they agreed well. So that stand, I discussed with him. They are asking me to reduce the content, what to do, and he suggested me no. If you want to eliminate even a single word, then amounts to dilute the content, then later on it reflects our name and fame. You ask, let us wait for one batch out to come and feel their experience. And that way, I salute Professor Selvam and his boss for vitally contributed in framing the national, state government syllabus in chemistry. And he stood stand on behind me. Whatever I spoke on behalf of the book writing committee with the government, all because of his support. And then this is second aspect, that how he contributed his domain knowledge and expertise to the state government. And Dr. Kannan vitally explored that he is responsible for increasing the human educated index. That is true. There are about 1.5 lakh students every year from the state government schools are studying. So our books is Bible for them. Now there is no compliance, there is no issues. Every teachers are trained, and now that they are easily teaching. The third aspect is, with the University of Madras, we have 134 affiliated colleges spread across 4 revenue districts. And there are minor colleges like Layla and other institutes, not only here, in the other districts also. whenever they conduct a conference or workshop or faculty development program, and immediately they call me, no, I have been held up with other administrative works. I straight away pointed out, you call Selvam. Sir, Selvam work is okay, but his availability is a major issue, sir. First, he is available, no, he's in Australia, sir, he's in UK. Finally, even if he's not available right now at home country, you wait and then you fix him as a speaker. I will come in the next day. Like that, we visited almost all state colleges in functioning at different districts of Tamil Nadu. We designated the research and fundamental science focusing on catalysis and catalysis applications oriented catalysis field. So that way, he has been not only contributed his knowledge to IIT people and the school students, college students, and other people working in rurals. He visited interestingly. I thought he will go only to Russia and Switzerland and Japan, but parallelly he gave an importance to visit rural school also. And that is the commitment I gave to know. I don't know whether he's coming or whether his time is available. But the moment is such an invitation he received, mentioning my name, I only told Professor Murugan sir told us that you please come to this college workshop. Immediately he agreed. School also immediately agreed. So even without any expertise. That is the commitment that I noticed from his heart. So these occasions, there is an happiest occasion wanted to share all his vital publications is one aspect, research contribution is another aspect, but beyond that, without expecting anything, he contributed vitally to the state government, state board higher secondary books, for which we did not receive any remuneration, including Dr. Selvam. So thank you very much for the contribution that he has done, and similarly for the various conference activity he come. And with this, I pray, by wholehearted, your rest of the life should be peaceful and. Okay. மேடம் எனக்கு பெருசா பழக்கம் இல்லை இருந்தாலும் அவங்க விமன் எம்பவர்மெண்ட் டிஸ்கூட்லாம் that is true actually அவங்க சொல்லிருக்கூடாது சொல்லிட்டாரு immediately interacted.
And after that, yeah, I think everybody is charged with emotions. So everybody would like to speak, but of course, I think some people have to go, so we have to brief.
So, I don't even very well remember when our association started. It's very long anyway. So, but doesn't grow up very well and became family friends, and he has helped me a very large extent. But he has also helped our chemistry department, Bharatdas University. He has been advised in the advisory committee of University Grants Commission programs, many programs, and he has solved some of our problems also when we come. And he used to also be an examiner for some of the students. The association became very strong. Actually, he also commanded me that for me. And he used to be very strong whenever he talks to me and write me also. And he used to tell me why your role is not as important as everything is that you have very big arguments and interactions like that. Always remember them. Nowadays, whenever I think of Chennai, I think he being the most and topmost person. And I think when we were present there, when we had a problem in the special assistance program, he supported supported me very well with the administration, and it grew up very well. Program in university team only. I also remember that he commanded me that Palani, I think, no, he didn't never said Palani, sir, you be the honorary president of RSC South, like that. And we organized very many meetings, and we also won, as Swami said, we won the award in 2022 in the Royal Society of Chemistry. I wish that our interactions continue. Family-wise, also already it is interactions. So I wish that he continues to do more work in this area, and I wish that our interactions also continue.
Thank you for giving me 2 minutes. Actually, I came to know that Professor Selvam somewhere around 2003 when I was a postdoc in Kansas State University, where one of his juniors was a colleague of mine, Professor Ranjit Kudal. He was also a student of Professor B. So when I returned back to India in 2006 and joined IIT Roorkee, so I was putting his name as one of the examiners for my student. Luckily, he came one day, the examiner, and then when the committee report came, our colleagues told, oh, you are inviting Professor, it's very difficult to catch him. You have to go to, you have to go to Chennai airport to catch him. So this was the comment somebody told me. So when I contacted him, immediately he said, I am coming next week, you please arrange everything. So he came there, and then the Viva was over. He gave a fantastic report, and then the student almost cried after the Viva. So he asked what happened. He said, sir, he exposed how weak I am in basics. So he asked fundamental questions, and then he always said, like, people talk many things, very highly advanced things, but you don't know this. What is the structure of this? Why it happens? So then I told, this is what I want. People should criticize your work. That is how you. Then, the next quality, when I saw him, when I met him first time, how enthusiastic he was. I think he is, even today also, I think that enthusiasm still remains. I hope he will continue to contribute to the Indian science in a big, larger way, even after his retirement. And then I was talking to Madam actually, and then I was just telling her, Professor Selvam must be very busy. So you must be taking care of all the household things. And she immediately replied. She said, no, equally he contributes to the house also. So I wish all the best. And then we always invite you to the Roorkee as a family anytime. So keep on, I think even after retirement also one can act as a Indian examiner. So I will always invite you as an examiner. So your contribution, I think he was, I think he came again online. Because when he was in Belfast, I had to conduct the Viva just because the convocation was coming very close. So immediately agreed. So he is busy, but then he gives time. So that is the most important thing. I think his quality we should appreciate. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Please come. Please come, because some people have to do it. I will not.
Good evening, all of present here. I am myself. I am Palisamy. I am student of Professor Murugan. Though I am Professor Murugan student, I learned a lot from sir and madam because they were all the dignitaries spoke about the science career, everything. But I learned when you had a tough or a tough time, how to overcome. So I met an accident in 2003. So I was admitted in hospital and I was in ICU 16 days. So madam was there almost all that day with me, and also in 24 hours. Even I don't know. I felt like whenever I see the madam, you, I feel like seeing my mother. So I'm I'm really speechless. Okay, but I take this opportunity to thank madam particularly. So I am very emotional.
We took actually somewhere. We took she took care of.
I
He's doing very well now, and I can say that all these difficulties he's doing extremely well.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I am professor in BIT in chemistry. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. And I pray God to have long and peaceful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So thank you, sir. Good evening to all. I'm Dr. Sridhar from the Department of Analytical Chemistry, and I'm very proud of our alma mater, Professor Selvam. All of them spoken about it. So as everybody says, he's a very jovial man. He's always, whenever we give invitations, he never says no. So whether he is in India or abroad, even the last international conference, he gave his talk from the US. So he's always been a part of us, and analytical chemistry never forgets, sir. And on behalf of all the alumni and all, I wish him and his wife, both of them, a very happy and healthier life in the days to come. Thank you.
I thought I spoke in the morning, but I think I must come to the Sure. Thank you so much. I've been hearing all these nice words about Selvam. There is very little that I can add because many of the people who have spoken here have probably seen him multiple different facets of his personality. But nevertheless, I'm extremely pleased to be here today and to pay my respect and tribute to a very fine gentleman whom I have known now for close to 30 years and plus. And we have interacted on many professional forums, but then many of those professional forums also gives us a glimpse of a human being. And therefore, what I normally admire in anybody is not their scientific accomplishments, it's not how many papers they have published or how many awards and rewards they have won, but how good human beings they are. And from that judgment of what I call pure humanity, I think he is one of the finest persons I have ever met in my professional life. Simple, humble, hardworking, perseverant, patient, and working without any desires, which is, I think, is a true karma yogi. There is nothing that you need in return, and you need to just do it because that's what is bringing you joy. And as a teacher, I'm sure Selvam will recognize, again, it's not how many papers you publish, but sooner or later, the world will publish But I think what will remain forever etched in the memories are the kind of words that you heard from your students, whom you have touched so deeply, who are so grateful to you for what you have done to them. And that legacy will last forever. And therefore I tell that that's the only legacy that a teacher can leave behind, and that is the students who remember him, her, for all that they have done, the kind of hand that they have held, lifted them up, brought them to a level that today they are in a position that they feel comfortable as a professional. And I think that's the biggest rewards, Selvam, that you have as you come to this end of the phase of your life, because you have such wide family of professional colleagues, students, and professional colleagues who will remember you for whatever you have done in your life forever. And I think that's the biggest reward that you can aspire for. That's the biggest reward that you can get in this world. I'm sure you will be active. There is enough space for many of us who are retired. Okay, so all of us have retired, but there is enough space in this world. There is enough demand that people are making on professionals with experience. So I'm sure you will find your opportunities, and I'm sure that they will come by your way in any case. But as I said, at the end of the day, when we say we have finished our life, I think all that matters is giving back to society what the society gave it to us. And I hope that you will. I will have Murugan was talking about school children, college children. I think it's important that we give back to the society as much as we can. Money is not the most important thing at some point of time in our life. What is most important is giving back to the society what this society gave it to us to make who we are. So thank you so much for once again bearing to hear me this day. But I'm very happy that this day went off very well, and I think it was a combination of both emotions as well as rational science. And I think you will remember this day for a long time to come. My best wishes to you and your family for all happiness. Thank you.
Very good evening, dear professors and friends. I'm from University of Madras, still professor. My name is Dr. Murugan. I'm in the Department of Inorganic Chemistry. So actually, I am very new to University of Madras, even Chennai. When I came here in 2015, I know the only person who was a Selvam. I came here and I met him. And actually, though I have graduated in IIT Guwahati, I learned all of the research and everything there. But the way how can be adapted and how to behave according to the circumstance, all the things I thought about me, thought about everything was Selvam only. Because I trusted 100% him only. Because when I came, I was appointed in University of Madras, and 1 year, very new place for me, extremely very hard that I underwent here. So many even small suggestion, I came to his office and he gave me some advice. No, don't stay here, don't go anywhere, and then stay here. You'll see in future you will feel some very interesting here and learn something. So after that, whenever he came to as examiner, our university of the for Iowa, he always tell about solid state. So even for don't learn about the molecule, what is there, and learn the structure of the material, how the molecule and atoms are arranged in the structure inside, and try to understand it so that you can develop better catalyst or better material for tomorrow, for future. So in that aspect, I really inspired about that word. Then I took my special interest to learn the solid state material in quantum mechanical aspect. So because when you learn the quantum mechanical aspect, really that is very interesting. Then after that, I taught this course in NS and nanotechnology during the 2015 and 2017 up to the 2017. So it was really interesting. So I never forget, sir. Thank you very much for that motivational work and which induced me to learn many things about the solid state material and catalysis and many materials. Now it's very easy for me. Also, I'm doing various research now. So instead of learning molecules, learning the solid state really a very interesting thing. Thank you very much.
David, please. Okay, so sure. In the end, we will do it, and you can take pictures. I wish we would have continued forever. But anyway, I think somewhere we have to come to an end. Uh, just few things that I would say that we were enemies. I mean friendly enemies. It was His grace that always He considered us, and He always had a retreat with us. Thank you for being so kind all the time. We are buddies, and words are not enough to say thank you or express our appreciation as a colleague, whatever we are saying. And before he comes and speaks, both of them, I request all of you to give a standing ovation. Such a beautiful couple.
Yeah, their body also there.
Yeah, you can. So wish you from all of us a very, very happy. All your dreams come true. Now I invite Dr. Selvam and first Madam.
Last words you said, how much we are happy and all the words that you have spoken is real and true. Thank you so much. I think we can't be more blessed than this. You made us feel very nice, very happy, and more contented with this milestone becoming over and start out something better. From my husband, and you have heard lots of things, but a few things which I feel about him, I thought I'd share just two or three points. One is I always refer him as EST. EST, as you say, within a clause means you can add any word before that. It can be the best. So EST stands for him in all the phases he's doing. Whether he's a researcher, whether he's a family man, whether he's a father, whether he's a husband, or whether he's a father. He's the best. And I'm number one fan for him. From the beginning to now, the best and the biggest fan for him is me. But what I observed is from day one, he's got a passion himself. And that first passion is, as you say, the science. Because when we got married, it was an arranged marriage, and when Selvam came to see me, he had only one condition. He said, I would like to get married to a girl who will not want me to stay in Switzerland for more than another 2 years. He's finished his postdoc there 3 years, and when we got married, he had 2 more years left. And he said, I would like to come back to my country after 2 years,
And this condition, I want to be very clear. If you're okay for it, then it's better. So I understood, at that time, of course, I didn't understand too much. The passion was behind it was science. But I was also the type who wanted to come back to my motherland and serve better and not be there forever. The second thing is when we got this job in IIT Bombay, I had an offer of staying there for another 3 years to complete my formation. But then I had made a promise already before the marriage that I should get back. Not only that, he came, he saw, and he conquered. So I never wanted to stay back alone with him. I'll leave him come back here and be there alone. IIT Bombay was something like, 14 years, what they say in Ramayana, 14 years exile. But the only difference was, it was not Sita far away and Rama far away. It was together. There was a 14 years of stay in Bombay. A little tough from the side of, family. I had my children there, and, the system was a little difficult for both of us to manage the entire family. But there was one promise. He does better than me in profession, because both of us can't do together the best, because we need to manage, somebody had to do a little bit more at home. And that worked very well. So much so that, after about, when we stayed in Geneva, the professor in Geneva had returned to see us in IIT Madras, and he told me there was one thing which I always felt very funny about. I never used to understand, because Professor Selvam told me he was my student, and then he never used to take leave when he was working in Geneva. That is before the marriage. And when the marriage was arranged, he came and told me, "Sir, I want 2 months of holidays." I was shocked. I said, "You never have you never take a break. Why do you want 2 months? Is there anything wrong at home?" "No, sir, I'm going to get married." And Westerners, they don't understand about suddenly a married people. I said, "Oh, you're going to get married, but I never thought you had a girlfriend." He said, "No, sir, I didn't have a girlfriend, but I'm getting married." So then, he used to look at us when I went back to Geneva, he used to look at us very oddly, to see whether we're going along fine or something like that. And when he came back to, Chennai after many years, and when my children were, maybe in the 8th and 9th standard or something like that, he said, called my children and he said, "The chemistry is working so fine." And I never understand how Indians, they manage the chemistry so well. Seeing your children, I really understand that, they made a very good family and the chemistry works well. And the chemistry will always work. Thank you very much.
Selvam, I know you have to say many things, but we
Thank you very much, all of you, for the very nice words. I don't know whether I deserve it or not. So I enjoyed my life because she served me number one. She got it. She agreed to marry. I don't know whether I would have got married or not. So she agreed with the conditions. So the condition, I don't know anybody will get married. So the second time, when I was critically ill, in 8 hours, exactly 8 hours, she took a decision. She took this one, she served me. And not only that, I have not done anything to my family. She took care of completely. This one, okay, as my students are expressed, I used to stay longer at my IIT Bombay, my corner room. That will be always the light is on. That's somebody will say. So I have not given much time, but she has taken care of everything. And also being a professional doctor, she was much better than me. And a gold medalist all through. And also she agreed at some point of time what she said, also we will go like this. So, but for her, I would not have been starting here before, even when I got my, this one IIT Bombay, so I was very skeptical whether I could go or not to go. I just checked, asked whether we can go. She said, "We can go and manage, so not an issue." So, because I was not knowing whether IIT Bombay, whether I can, because language is one issue. Second one is different place I never, but for the Switzerland and other places, I never experienced. And North India is for me difficult, because when I went first time, I went to different places. One is Kanpur, the other one is Delhi. Kanpur in the summertime, Delhi in the winter time. So two gave me yes, very bad experience. So all those things, again, I'm very happy today because she took care of everything, and not only me, my family, they may like her more than me. Okay, because first choice, like if you given a first choice to even to my family, they said like the IT Bombay guys. My IT Bombay guys, wherever I go, we don't do so. And that's she said, I mean, I don't know what to say, but this is a sacrifice. Because as I said, no, once you are all undergraduate, she's got everything, gold medal number, and continues the kind of things. But at some point after, she just said, even in wherever she worked in Geneva 2 years. That she's even today when we go, you remember, she worked 1 year in Prague University Hospital. She has done wonderfully well, and we always remember her. This time my daughter visited the same hospital, and they remember. So she took care of everything. My life was very easy, and so that I could spend a little more time. To say, what are the things? No, but everything revolving in there only, because all other things is a consequence for that's all. So all other things everybody said, and as Selvam, because again morning.